So I've been having some really interesting body-mind experiences through a Pilates class that I've been doing recently. Now normally the yoga that I teach, and that I talk a lot about the context of the body-mind connection with, is in the way that the yoga I teach kind of opens up your heart. So as the yoga I teach kind of opens and relaxes your heart, it brings more to your thoughts and to your mind, the different things that you're passionate about. But obviously there's much more faculties to us than just this kind of heartfelt energy that we feel within. So while a lot of us are lacking that, there's obviously also other parts of us that need attention to through our different practices that we do. And what I've noticed recently, I've been a lot more sedentary. I haven't been doing quite as much work as usual, physical work that is. And I've noticed that my core muscles have kind of started to switch off a little bit, so I've been sitting down slouched over a lot, just doing a lot of work on my laptop, and this whole area kind of collapses a little bit. And what I noticed last week while that was happening was that my mind would be all over the place. So I'd be trying to focus, trying to do a little bit of work. I'd be thinking about one thing and I'd be thinking about the next. And it's as if I couldn't hold any particular focus or integrity of the thoughts because they were dancing about all over the place. And then I went to the Pilates class on Monday night. I've got to give some respect here to Josue Nunes because his class is amazing, and it's really helped me physically as well as these body-mind experiences that I've been having. And I went to his class, and what I found was as soon as I actually started to work through the core a little bit more, use those muscles a little bit more, get them activated again, I could really feel how it started to structure my thoughts and my mind in a much more kind of integrated way. It was as if that finding the core in my body enabled to find what had the core importance in my thoughts. And an analogy that I often use for this is that of a tree. So sometimes you can imagine your thoughts as being the branches of the tree, and sometimes it's a bit like when the wind blows, your thoughts are just getting battered about all over the place. You're thinking one thing, you're thinking another, just as the branches would, move about a lot in the wind. But when you've got a really strong trunk, when the tree, is really solid, really rooted, it kind of holds that integrity together a bit. So while you've got all the thoughts that are undulating about, there's a kind of structure to it, and the whole thing isn't going to collapse and kind of go off in loads of different directions because there's something there to hold it together. And that's what I realised through doing the core exercises in the Pilates class, that by having that kind of core emphasis, while the thoughts were still undulating about, there was some degree of structure to it. And dare I say it, actually a little bit more of a sense of control, really, because rather than the wind just blowing my thoughts everywhere, I felt a little bit more integrated and able to hold some control. So I guess the point is trying to find maybe the body practices, the body-mind practices that you need for whatever your mental landscape is. And while I said a lot of us do need yoga, which kind of maybe opens up and brings you into the intelligence of the heart and the soul a little bit more, perhaps some of us also might need to do exercises that help to strengthen that core, so you kind of keep your integrity a little bit too. So there you go. I hope that's useful. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.